Hey guys, it's the last week of the regular season. Playoffs start just next week, and there's still one final spot remaining. But before I get into all that, I want to make sure I tell you about what the executive committee has ruled recently and how it impacts the entire playoff scenario this year. The executive committee has determined that teams that fail to submit a starting lineup in any week will always receive a loss for the week. Even in the event that both teams in a head-to-head matchup fail to submit lineups for the week, both teams will receive a loss for the week and not a tie. All right, so the way this is going to impact the playoffs is most directly in one way. Twin Terror and Steel Panthers are in the playoffs. That's not going to change. And Lightning Storm, passwords Taco, not going to make the playoffs. That's not going to change. Let's go down here to the Cattle Division. Gaston's Tavern and Lopes are going to make the playoffs. That's not going to change. Diva Daughters and Carly's Boyfriend 2.0 are not going to make the playoffs. That's not going to change. So here's where the most direct impact of this change is going to be felt. Patriots going to make the playoffs. Obviously, that's not going to change. Soulless Gingers is sitting at 8-6, and the Chaps sitting at 7-7. If the Chaps win this week against the Soulless Gingers, they're in the playoffs ahead of the Soulless Gingers. And even if the Lopes lose and the Soulless Gingers lose and they have the same record, the Lopes have more points, and I don't think there's any way that Soulless Gingers would be able to make that up, and so they would still be in the playoffs ahead of Soulless Gingers instead. So it really comes down to the lineup or the matchup between the Chaps and the Soulless Gingers. Win this week and you're in. And that's the final playoff spot.